You're listening to Last Hit News on the DotP Network.
Good evening and welcome to Last Hit News. I'm Roland. Earlier today, 2016 presidential candidate Francis J. Underbear announced his plans to drastically restrict the sale of Dagons.
My fellow Americans, there's no reason Dagon 5s are just being sold to any man or woman with the gold to afford it. No licensing, no registration. These are weapons that are winding up in the hands of criminals and threatening our domestic security. Countless hard-working, hard-support-playing American players have been gunned down helplessly by well-farmed, off-laying utility Dagon total communists. And it is time for us to respond.
Candidate Underbear's proposals would limit the sale of Dagons to Dagon 3s, citing an unnecessary amount of firepower being available with Dagon 5s. It would also require licensing, safety training, and registration. Here to respond, National Dagon Association President Brian Calland. Mr. Calland, what is the NDA's stance on this proposed legislation?
Restrictions like these are supposed to protect the hard supports candidate Underbear would have you believe they will protect. Countless supports require the firepower of a Dagon 5 to remain relevant when competition outlevels them. Take a good look at my friend, Mr. Dazzle, a hard-working support with practically nothing but a desire to heal and protect his fellow wounded Americans. How is he to protect himself against well-farmed carries who have no need of a Dagon? Who scoffs at the idea of procuring one? This legislation serves only the interests of Mr. Underbear.
And you believe this is just the tip of the iceberg?
Absolutely. We need Dagon 5s to ensure our freedom, to let Big Brother Carrie know, no, we will not bend the knee without a fight. We will not be easily picked off when we are unnecessarily out of position. We will stand our ground. First, they come for our Dagons. And what's next? Our cars? More Americans die in car accidents than from Dagon violence. Our forestaffs because they can force dangerous positioning, our urns, our bottles, our mana boots. I ask the American people, where will it stop?
Very interesting stuff indeed. Thank you, Mr. Calland and the NDA for joining us. More on this story later. Until then, this is Roland with your On the 4 Minute, every 4 minute, Last Hit News. This is Roland from Defense of the Patients, a Dota 2 podcast. We'd like to thank you for listening, and we hope you're enjoying our content. If you are, tell a friend. Find .p on defenseofthepatients.com or go to iTunes to download the show and leave a comment. We will read the best on the show. Also, you can go to Facebook and give us a like. Sincerely, from everybody here on the show, thank you for listening to .p.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Defense of the Patients. I'm your host Cyphus, sitting here with my co-host Roland.
Well, hello everybody.
And special guest for State of Affairs, Hata Kamara.
Hello.
Or as we like to just call her, Mara.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mara.
So Mara, you're here because you are an awesome Patreon supporter for Defense of the Patients. And you're getting some stickers that are going out tomorrow with all the shirts.
Yay! I'm a
Yes,
sticker
ma'am.
addict, so I had to donate.
Yep, you'll be getting a sheet of stickers.
Are they 4x2?
4x2.
I think they're 4x2.
4x2.
So I think 8 stickers.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple sheets.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it
The
out.
stickers were cheap, so we're going to
Yeah.
give those out like candy.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Good
were.
news for me.
No, they cost us $10. So that's
Yeah,
why it's
very
$10.
expensive stickers.
So if you want to get stickers, it's $10. No, we're gonna eventually get a place where if you don't want to donate to the guild and you just want to get stickers and shirts and jerseys, you can just do that.
Yeah.
So
But we have to figure out how those things work.
yeah, I'm taking advanced web design and hopefully that'll help. But we'll see.
Probably not.
Probably not, because I don't go to class. Damn. No,
Yeah, that's part of the requirement for,
I'm actually-
for a good education.
I actually.
That'll be awesome, having a little, like, .p secret shop.
Yeah. Oh,
that
hey.
people get stuff from.
Oh, well, you just named it.
Yeah, I think it's .p secret shop. There we go. That's thanks.
Yeah.
I
like
it
it.
was said on the show, so we have royalties. I think.
Yep. That's our intellectual
Yeah,
property now.
Yep. So
I
taking
think
that.
it's actually Valve's intellectual.
Oh, yeah.
but,
Oh, yeah.
you know, whatever.
Damn.
Damn. Okay, so yeah, like Cypher said, Mara's coming on. We've done a couple of things. Mara was with me on a YouTube video on how to stack and pull. Some of you may have seen it. There was comments on it like, "I'd watch this, but I'm better than you." It was like, you probably are. And watching that video, we did miss a lot of camps, but it was for
You guys got close on a couple of them.
Yeah, we got a couple. She got a triple stack.
Well, I you know what? I think it was good to see you guys attempting to do it and, kind of messing it up a little bit here and there. Because that's what you would be doing as a new person, as you were learning.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd watch what they're... And even after you see a video, who cares if you see a flawless video on stacking and pulling? Until you've done it a few times and figured out what your own cues are or the best way to do that, it's not going to be a skill that belongs to you. You're not going to watch that and have it happen instantly.
Have you been stacking and pulling more often?
Yeah, definitely. Like, now that I know how to do the double pull especially... And I don't have to worry about stacking that first camp. It's just so much easier to pull the wave in like the first 30 seconds.
Are you talking about stacking the easy camp?
No, she's talking about pulling the easy camp.
Because before if I missed that stack, I can't do that. But now it's like I don't necessarily have to stack it, and it's a lot easier for me.
That's what she means. Is she doesn't necessarily have to stack the easy camp in order to get it because she can do the double pull.
But when you do stack,
that is what she means.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because that's actually my preferred method as well. Because as a support, you get a lot more farm that way.
If you double stack
the easy camp, because you're more likely, you'll end up being able to deny the last couple of creeps and still manage to kill all of the neutrals as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to farm a little bit for yourself, and if you can get it done within like 35 seconds, you can get out of there, let it respawn, and then do a double pull for the next wave.
Yeah. Anything you can get for yourself as a support is nice.
Yeah. Anything you can get is...
It's just so frustrating when there's that little camp with the little Healy dude. And he doesn't follow you, and I have to step away for a minute because I hate him so much.
Oh, the guy that's just like, my only purpose is to make this last just a little longer.
Yeah.
Yep, the green guy. No, don't like those camps, but at least it's not mud golems. Those are the worst.
Yeah. Especially, try being a support who has to use your abilities in order to farm those neutral camps.
It's like the jungle balancing factor, the mud golems.
If you can't,
it's horrible.
As a support, I'll occasionally pick up a camp that I know a carry's not going to get to in the near future.
You know what? Fuck mud golems.
Yeah, and if I see mud golems, I'm gone. It's like, I can't farm this. I'm screwed.
After watching you guys have seen Dota 2 Reporter, right?
Oh, yeah.
His version of mud golems is the best thing ever, and now I don't hate them as much anymore.
That's actually what Roland and I's conversations sound like when we're not doing the podcast. We're playing Dota 2, and I'm like, which means don't go up there. And Roland says, which means I'm gonna feed by diving past the tower.
Wow. I get so much shit. Fafnir's even giving me shit about feeding. I'm trying, guys. I'm going to FA. I mean, I'm talking it out.
Yeah.
I'm about to get my 30-day chip, but, I did play a game with Timbersaw, I fed real hard, and...
So now you got to start back over. It sets the clock back to 0 every time you feed a game away,
I know, I got like 28 days until that game, so...
I can't wait till we get to the amend step. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
I'm still trying to work through the first step, which is
all the
accepting
MMR
the fact
Hey, you're talking about it, though. That's the most important thing.
You recognize it as a problem.
I recognize that I'm powerless, or whatever, however they go.
Well, let's kick off State of Affairs, and Mara, ladies first.
Oh, great. Okay, well... a few caveats. I haven't played ranked in like months, and I calibrated as soon as I could, which you'll see is like probably the worst possible thing you could possibly do ever. So my party MMR, going to start off on a high note, is at 1175. Not too bad. I haven't played that in like months. And my solo MMR is at 842. Yay!
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. That is some bad MMR.
Yeah.
That's pretty horrible. It makes me feel pretty good, honestly.
Every game I have played in the last, 4 months, I've won. I just haven't been able to play it at all.
No, I'm kidding,
And it's just
Mara.
it's just so bad.
I played with you. I would not put you at 875.
When did you start playing, out of curiosity?
Early last year, I think. like maybe spring or I don't know, like around sometime last year. And like I basically, as soon as I hit level 10, because back then it was level 10, I started calibrating, which I regret a lot because I didn't know what I was doing.
Well,
I didn't even watch like Pro
I
Dota or anything.
still don't know what I'm
Roland
doing.
and I went through a similar thing because we bought but it was a little bit worse because we bought those compendiums.
We started right around TI4, and we bought the compendiums, and we would get like plus 700,000% battle points. So we got to level 13 really
Fast.
quick, and it was level 13.
and that was a mistake.
And I won all 10, or I won 9 of 10 on my party and calibrated right where I'm at right now, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
and that's all I do is play ranked. So,
Yeah.
I
Actually, I didn't lose that many, but like I did some research into it, and apparently what matters more is your like hidden MMR from your unranked play.
oh.
And so like the 10 calibration matches are just like to make sure you are where you belong, pretty much, is what I've read. Obviously, no one really knows what it actually is, but
Yeah,
We need to get to the bottom of that.
it would
Yeah.
it would be awesome to see how they actually do it.
Yeah, it's like 500 pages long.
I can't imagine the amount of coding.
I'm sure there's a I'm sure there's a
Well,
lot to go.
what heroes have you been playing lately, Mara?
I've been trying to play more Lion because he's a pretty universal support, and that's like the support I first played, so I'm most comfortable with him. But I've also been trying, Winter Wyvern, a lot. Sand King, I fell in love with Sand King.
He's
so
awesome.
great.
He's
so
my
awesome.
favorite hero.
Except that everyone wants me to play him as a 5 because I'm the only one who likes playing 5.
He's not a 5. Ugh.
He's not. No, I
No.
suck when I play
Yeah, he's-
5.
yeah,
I can't
same.
get my blink dagger. Like,
God,
at
thank
all.
God, thank God. Like, there's another sane person in the world. I thought I was around complete. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but Cyphus
Yeah.
thinks Sand King can be a 5.
I do think it can be a 5. I do.
I mean,
Wrong.
maybe you're really good at farming, but that's not me. I mean,
I don't think you have to be really good at farming. I think you have to. I think you have to play. I think people who play Sand King get used to playing him ultra aggressively, and when you play any 5, you have to play really defensively. And that's your goal, right? To be defensive, to be alive, to be providing support in whatever
But
capacity.
every
you can.
core item that Sand King has is offensive. Every ability he has is offensive.
Right. So get it slower is what I'm saying,
Wow.
and play him as a 5, and pick up those.
Dude,
pick
just
up
like
those
the
mana
last
boots
episode,
anyway.
like the vomit in my mouth. Like,
Pick up those
I'm
mana boots
feeling that
anyway.
again.
Pick up that blink
Ugh.
dagger a little bit late.
Ugh. I just
Or-
have to, like,
or grab a
thank
force
God I
staff.
have bottled water.
Grab a force staff instead of a blink dagger or
No.
something.
A force staff? What the hell? Coming from the guy who's like seen a bot match of Sand King, he's telling us to get a force staff? What a loser. Let me go ahead and give my state of affairs. Seriously. Doesn't know shit about Sand King, yet he still talks about it. My MMR is like 1777 on party.
It is?
I hit the slot machine, but the one fucked me, Yeah. And then I'm like 1550?
1554.
1554 on solo. I'm realizing if I just pick Timbersaw on solo, I win. Like, I would love to see my win rate on Timbersaw once I get a Bloodstone and an Aghanims. Because I feel like it's 100% if I can get that far. If I can't get that far, it's over. But if I get the Bloodstone and the Aghanims, it's double chakram time, baby.
Yeah. Well, I have been seeing you play a lot of Timbersaw.
So it's been Timbersaw.
with good results.
It's been Timbersaw. It's been it's been pretty much Timbersaw. I played Nature's Prophet just because I have that Scythe of Ice. It looks like I'll be giving away maybe if you
Yeah, if you guys tweet Mally
Mara-
about the logo.
Mara did an awesome
Yeah,
tweet
take a look at Mara's tweet to see
about
just
how ugly
how
our
good it can
logo
get.
is. Remember that show with Will whatever, the guy from that 70s show, Your Mama whatever? It was on like MTV. You remember this? What was it called? Will Valderrama? What was his name? He's on that 70s show. He had a show on MTV called like Your Mama. And it was like people competing for $100 cash money for the best Your Mama joke.
What?
I did not know that existed.
No.
Yeah,
Like
no,
the
it
80s?
No,
does.
I have no
Look it
idea
up.
what you're
No, this
talking
is
about.
like mid 2000s. It's called
What?
like Your Mama or something like that with the guy from that 70s show.
Which guy?
Will Valderrama or something like that.
Who did he play on the show? I'm familiar with the
He was
characters.
the ethnic
the foreign
individual.
exchange student, Fez?
Yes, Fez. He played Fez.
yeah.
Thank you. I didn't watch that 70s show.
Oh,
He
okay.
hosted this show. I think it was on MTV or VH1, some shitty channel. That it was Your Mama jokes competing for $100.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
It wasn't.
That sounds like.
You can look it up on YouTube, I'm sure, though. It's like, that's kind of how
Were they
this
just
felt.
really terrible? I imagine after a couple seasons.
No,
it's
I mean, when you're 14 years old or 15 years old, you're crying, laughing because your mom jokes were all the rage.
They
apparently.
were at an age, yeah.
And you would get $100 cash money, and anybody who saw that will get the show. That's what he would say. You get the $100 cash money when they would win. He would say cash money. So anyway, no one gets my joke that's on the show. Hopefully some of you that are listening, it's not even a joke. It's what actually happened. It was a joke, but
Nobody gets your reference.
okay,
yeah.
Moving on to your state of affairs.
I'm
Cypress.
1767, only 10 points below you, and 1240 on my solo. I played
only like 300 points behind me.
Yeah, but I'm also like 300 games behind you on that solo.
My solo was my playground of fucking around, and people like Hadakamara and Ursinity leaving us 4 stars got me to stop randoming. And now I'm not.
That's good.
Which is
That's
hard. It takes a lot of work going to FA, making sure you're active in the community, making sure you don't feed, picking heroes, that Dota Picker tells you to pick, or just picking Timbersaw,
Heroes that make sense for the team comp.
It's really worked for me. Like I said, I did feed with Timbersaw, and it was bad, but, I hope to get some time under my belt.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the hell out of your Timbersaw. It's been great having you over there in the off lane doing that,
So, it's been great, being in a lane that you're not in. So what heroes have you been playing, Cyphus?
I've been mixing it up a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to play Witch Doctor because he's my all-hero. Mm-hmm. So I've been locking that in as a support lately. I only did, I guess, one match that we lost. Which
I remember. I remember.
Little Wraith King, little Shadow Shaman, a couple games of Broodmother, Winter Wyvern. Oh yeah, and that one Phoenix game.
Oh yeah.
That Roland and I visited Low Prio with Wazoo.
We visited the depths. There was a guy, literally. Okay, I'm glad you reminded me of this.
It's a zoo.
He was. So the first thing we're picking, and he just goes, "Mah!" into the mic. That's the first thing he does.
He was a real life mud golem?
Yes, Mara. It's so funny that you mentioned that.
It sounded just like
in
mud
my
golem.
head when I heard that. I thought of those mud golems from Dota 2 Reporter. I shit you not. That is what actually crossed my mind.
Yeah, this guy was like seriously like something. A few screws loose, but just. Mah!
I needed.
And
the whole game?
It scared
the whole
me.
game.
And I was
Oh my
like, dude,
God.
you are freaking me out right now.
We needed Brian Calland there to translate what he was saying in mud golem.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. I just didn't know.
And he was sniper, and he had 6 slippers of agility.
6 slippers of agility.
Oh my God.
And then the rest of the game, all he did was buy couriers.
Oh, and he kept
And
throwing
he send them in a line. He just send them in a wave after wave
Of
to their
couriers.
death.
Radiance Courier has Radiance Courier has Radiance Courier Radiance Courier.
It was so
over and
bad.
over and over, and we lost. And I don't want to visit jail anymore.
That was a zoo, and I can't remember who the other guy was, but he was just as bad that match.
But it was literally freaky. It was like I was in an insane asylum, and just some guy was just in my ear.
What was funny is the first half of the game, all he existed to do was steal farm. Like, that was his...
To get his 6 slippers of agility, of course.
Yeah, I mean, because he needed them pretty bad. But, like, that was literally all he did, was just try to fuck with everybody's farm as much as possible.
Man.
No, yeah, they really, like, people who do that kind of stuff and are reported that often, they should just be kicked.
What
Low Prio won't
Just
do
put
anything
them in
for
their
them.
special server. Just make
Yeah.
a special server where they
what
can, like...
what level of enjoyment does he get, and how does that guy ever get out of Low Prio? You know he doesn't.
Oh, I reported him. I did.
Of course.
I'm
Must
sorry.
have, like, months of it.
Oh, yeah. He's probably got like 50 games, this guy.
he
and then
absolutely
one
has
person
to.
abandoned. So one person on our team abandoned. And then we had guy. And then we had me, Wazoo, and Cyphus. And I was taking it seriously.
We were all doing fairly well.
I randomed. I got a really good random, I remember. Pudge. And I was the only one with a positive KD on our team as Pudge. It was awesome. I was hooking people. Bling.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've experienced some really terrible people in Dota 2 at various points.
I don't know if he's a
But
terrible
that was-
person or
He's
just
not,
like
he's just weird. He's just
not even weird. Like is seeking like get some
needed
psychiatric
mental
help.
Yeah,
yeah.
But, well, help.
Help.
Yeah,
Help.
because what are you doing there? Like, what is your goal? Like, at that point, why are you even playing Low
Just to
Prio?
troll, bro. It's like he got enjoyment out of just.
But do
into the mic. It was freaky, dude. 50 minutes of that.
There's no ounce
but I
of
didn't
me.
mute him. I don't know why.
There's literally no ounce of me that can relate to it, though.
No.
I can't figure out why you would hop on to a game, queue up with 9 other people, and just be there to just fuck with them for an hour.
I don't know if he was fucking with us. That's the scary thing.
I don't know.
Absolutely
he was.
I just watched K-Pax, and I was like, maybe he's from a different planet, bro. And
you don't feed.
Who
you
knows?
don't feed 25 couriers at a time to the other team, unless you're intending to fuck.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's just purposely trolling. I don't think he would just not.
Oh, but his roars were scary. I felt like I was like creeped out. But for some reason I didn't mute him. I was still curious for some reason.
It was
morbid
curiosity.
Morbid curiosity.
Maybe you were just waiting for him to actually say words and say
no words, just and just like, oh my god, dude, this guy's freaky. Anyway, yeah, I don't ever want to go back there. So I'm dotting my I's, crossing my T's, making sure.
Do everything right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to
No, can't go back there. That was scary. It was like Scared Straight. It was like Scared Straight for low prio.
It was. So Mario, we always do the gushing. Can we hear what you think about Dota 2 Reporter? So we don't have to gush?
Well, I fell in love with Rubik, and now I want Rubik plushies, and I want a Rubik poster because I always thought he was really one of the funniest voice actors and stuff because of the way he talks and his boxy voice. But in Dota 2 Reporter, it's you captured him perfectly, and I love the way his little head spins and oh my god.
Well, he did some of his voices on the interview, which is going to take place
probably right now. So let's thank Mara for coming on the show. Mm-hmm. And if you guys want to go and donate to Patreon, we're at patreon.com/Defense of the Patients. And we got a ton of different prizes.
We'll add some more, too. We should spice it up. We should add some more prizes.
Yeah, we could
up.
change it up a little.
Keychains or something. That'd be cool.
Do what?
Keychains.
Keychains. Okay, intellectual property, once again, ours. We're going to be doing keychains. .p keychain. That's a great idea.
Sure, yeah.
I would carry around a .p keychain.
Everyone likes keychains.
Yeah.
You always everybody can use a keychain.
You need a keychain.
That's right.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hear what Brian Calland has to say.
We'll be right back after this break.
This is Roland from Defense of the Patients. Are you confused by this music like I am? It's kind of interesting. You should call and leave us a voicemail. Our number is 1-888-410-7150. Our number, once again, is 1-888-410-7150. Why don't you get something interesting like this music on the show as well?
And we're back. Today's guest is Brian Calland from Raunchy Animation. His Dota 2 Reporter videos have been featured over at Dota 2 Cinema. And just an all-around cool, interesting, and funny guy. Welcome to the show, Brian Calland.
Thanks for having me.
We're really glad you stopped by. I discovered Dota 2 Reporter 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've burned through to season 2, and I'm excited to start season 3.
Oh yeah,
you haven't even started season 3?
No. Well, actually, I did see one episode from season 3. Realized that it was from season 3, and went back to work my way there chronologically.
Yeah,
you have to watch it in order.
The problem was that I didn't release it Netflix style. That was a mistake.
People love
I'm still working on it today. Season 3 is not even done.
Oh, wow.
So how many episodes into season 3 are you?
I started it at 41, and I'm trying to go to 60.
Right.
And I'm at just had 57. So I got three more, I hope. Hopefully it ends strong, because I actually don't know yet.
Are you having a writer's block like Breaking Bad, where it's we need 6 months off to figure out how we're going to end this thing?
I would say my process of making these is unconventional. It's a good word to use. I would relate it to the whole South Park Six Days to Air or whatever that documentary. Have you ever seen that one?
It's wonderful. Yes, I have.
So yeah, I start a script for that week only, and then just make it, and I hope that it works. By the time it hits the Friday I try to release it, I just go, okay, it's done.
So you do So do you do all of your writing and animating in 1 week, or are the scripts pre-written?
The script the scripts are not pre-written. I just start fresh every week.
Okay.
The production cycle is like 2 weeks now, ish. Just because I was kind of felt like I was rushing it when I did it 1 week at a time.
Sure.
But
I
yeah,
can imagine.
it's still rushed, but it's just 2 weeks. instead
Yeah,
of
at
one.
least it's 2 instead of 1.
Brian, I cannot imagine. The hardest part about doing this show for Cyphus and I is coming up with the fucking intro. And we just, what is funny? No, that's not funny. And we throw so many things in the trash. So I commend you that you're on like 57 episodes, and
Yeah.
I've laughed at. I haven't seen any of third season, but I've laughed at 40 of them so
Yeah.
far. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, that means a lot. I honestly don't know how it's still going. I don't know.
Well, Dota 2's still going, you know,
and you're still there.
It has to keep going. It's a good story, and it keeps unfolding in new and interesting ways, I'd say. So, are you still being featured over at Dota Cinema?
After season 2, I decided I was just gonna put the content on my channel, but it was just a good, I guess,
Symbiosis.
exposure, good little partnership there for season 2. But it was just informal, I guess, is the best word.
Sure. So we're buddies with Malistrix. He's the chief editor over at Join Dota. And when he found out that we were having you on, he sent us 3 questions that we have to ask you. So
What would somebody hears that I'm going to be on a show? They have to ask me 3 things. I actually don't know what this is going to be.
Oh, it's
don't
What
know.
3 questions could anybody in the world possibly want to ask me? Anyway,
I have like 25 of my own.
Mally
pretty
is
small.
the king of good questions. So
Okay.
here's our first. Of all the voices in your show, which is your favorite, and why is it Enigma?
well, it's Enigma. And then why is it Enigma? It's because it's probably mostly me. It's like my dark side.
Did
And I would say Rubik is my light side, I guess. Just divide it in half.
Did you play
My
a lot of
pessimism is an Enigma.
Did you play a lot of Enigma and Rubik like as you got into the game?
Yeah, they're on my little most played 3 trio there, if you look at my profile. So there's no surprise. But then ahead of them is Lich. I don't know where that came from, but it's true.
Learning the game. I feel like
Yep.
everybody started with training wheels or Lich. You know?
Yep. Trading wheels or Lich.
Yeah, either works.
Let's see. Question 2 from Mally. Have you ever found yourself mimicking your Dota 2 reporter voices in real life? For example, bedtime stories, answering phone messages, or to impress girls?
Wow. Have I ever found myself using these voices? I don't. Maybe with the whole reading children thing, that could be something.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you,
just break this out and be like, whoa, I don't know what's going on. There's basically only 2 voices I have. I go lower and I go higher, and that's literally all it's.
you have
just
some
running on
range
that.
in there. You have some good range, though. Can we hear Enigma sing as it is your favorite? I mean, with no effects. I know you put a little bit of effects on there, don't you?
Did you say Enigma sing? Is that what you said?
No, just Enigma talk.
Yeah. Enigma's kind of just like this. He also talks like me because he just stutters and improvises his lines a lot. Because I don't know what's going to come out of his mouth, and then it just sputters off.
That's great.
All right, so final question from Mally. He says,
All right.
which hero voice in the real game do you think is shocking? And by shocking, he means terrible.
In the real game is shocking, as in terrible?
Yes, he wants to know which voices you think are shocking. Shocking as in terrible.
So there's terrible so much that I like it, but then there's terrible that it's like, And I like Skywrath a whole bunch, and I wish that I could actually do it.
Yeah, we've tried several times to mimic.
We all tried the missing middle a whole lot, but I don't know. I can't really.
Yeah. Because it's almost Italian, isn't it? It doesn't it sound. He's like an Italian priest.
And then you walk here.
That sounds like
That's like Count Dracula.
I mean, it's like Mario with wings. All right, that's what I want you
actually
to.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's tough. When you hit his prediction gem, when he goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
That's just.
Yeah, you'd think you'd be able to mimic that, but no, it is actually really hard.
It is
to
hard
mimic.
It is hard to get. I can't.
Cyphus has tried a couple of times. Let's hear it. Remember? Let's hear it.
From the highest reaches of Skywrath. That's as good as I got.
From the highest. It's literally Rubik. It's the same voice.
Oh, that's good.
From the highest.
A little lower.
Yeah, you gotta hit the highest.
What is the line again? I don't even know.
From the highest
Highest heights of
Skyrath.
That's good. That's good. Are we gonna see Skywrath in season 4?
Season 4. Sure.
Can we?
Will we see season 4?
There's gonna be something. I don't know. I guess I'll address it like this. I don't know how much I'm gonna follow the format as I have been with like seasons and further episodes not making any sense if you hadn't seen the other ones.
Sure.
So maybe I'll do some stuff where it's more like, oh, you can actually see other heroes instead of the 10 I've locked in here for half of a year. That'd be good. It might be more fun.
I don't know. It was fun to follow the characters from season 1 to season 2 to see them. I mean, because it feels, at least from a Dota 2 player's perspective, it feels right because you do have those relationships with those heroes on the game-to-game basis, but at the same time, across different games, or in a better weird one-on-one for just you. So I don't know. That feels natural to me, I would say. So I'm in favor of it.
Me too. So Brian, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What in the hell got you into doing this? Like, when did you wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to make YouTube content, I'm going to do a Dota 2 reporter thing. Like, what was the inspiration? How did you make it come to fruition?
So, like 15,000 years ago when I was 14 or something, I visited newgrounds.com a lot. And for some reason there, I was like, what if I made stupid things like that? Like, I don't know if you remember Legendary Frog? You remember?
No, I'm sorry. Like, I remember ridiculous sites like maybe E-Bomb's World. That was a
Newgrounds guys?
No,
never
no.
heard of
Well, I was just, okay, well, maybe that's good, because I was some strange Newgrounds kid. So, I saw a bunch of video game parodies on that site, because that's basically what happened. It's like, Mario gets a mushroom, and he gets bigger. Isn't that weird? Like, that was the cartoon over and over.
I do think I've seen that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that does ring a bell.
So I was like, yeah, I'll do a video game parody, and I did, like, Star Fox, did a Star Falco. Just made Falco and Fox fight, and Falco wins because I liked him. I don't know. That's what it was.
Okay.
And then I did some Halo parodies because I just moved on to what my teenage self was playing, because that must have been Halo 2 time. Make Halo cartoons, and they all look terrible, even to this day. And then eventually I don't know why it was in this format of like a reporter in the middle of the game, but I did an original StarCraft reporter, like way back. It was like 2006 or something. And God.
So this is pre-StarCraft 2.
Yeah, this is way before that.
Okay.
I was 16 at the time.
Right around
And
the
made
age.
it. And it was, it was terrible, obviously. I guess I just, from that cartoon particularly, I thought putting just a static, neutral figure in the middle of a game and just observing the absurdity of it seemed like the way to go for me.
It's a great way to just point out the general satire that, or the absurd predicaments that everybody finds themselves in. And I don't know, I think what I love most about Dota 2 Reporter are just the concepts that we all just initially accepted and moved on with,
Yep.
that you have to, and you have to with all games.
There is much acceptance. And moving on.
The play on the game. Remember?
Yeah.
It's not playing the game, the play on the game. It feels almost infinite with Dota 2 though, which is awesome. I feel like if I were to attempt, I don't know, parody with another game, game maybe more linear, it'd be really difficult to keep coming up with creative new content. But for some reason, Dota 2, with all the lore behind the heroes, with 110 different heroes, it's almost infinite. I mean,
well, every game features a new cast of heroes and villains, from the perspective of whatever side you happen to be spawned on.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there are always new stories and tales being told. In my humble opinion. So do you have any formal training with animation?
As with animation, not really. I just kind of learned Flash when I was a teenager, and I've kept it on every computer I've ever had till this day. I mean, I went to school for film, so it's not really animation, but it's definitely in the same realm, and it helped.
Well, I mean, it's Flash is definitely its own form of animation these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken on the form of a medium itself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, I went to film school, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be a director and make the movies about stuff and fantasy giant battles. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sure there's so many other people, like, having in their head when they're in my class or whatever, I'm going to be a director. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And then I figured out if I just do this, I literally am in control of, like, 100% of everything, and nobody can do anything. I can just...
Well, it's great.
I am the master.
it's great.
Yeah, complete control of your own projects is definitely something to strive for.
Oh, it's awesome.
Probably too much.
It's awesome to just sit here and be like, "Hey, Cyphus, what do you think about doing a tampon commercial?" and he's like, yeah, let's do it." It's like, who would allow that? And you, I don't know, your punchlines, Brian. I think they make some episodes. I've spoiled the anti-mage episode on here, but
the anti-mage episode.
The anti-mage origin episode.
The anti-mage origin episode, my favorite episode featuring anti-mage. When the last line is, "This is a team game."
Oh yeah.
It summed up every experience I've had with every anti-mage I've ever played with, pretty much in one line. It was brilliant, because that's kind of how it feels. Like with, and this kind of leads perfectly into something you said in the emails. We've been emailing back and forth trying to figure out a time. We finally got you on, and you said, I don't know much about the pro scene. I mean, I don't even really play too much anymore.
True.
And
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And I just wanted to know, like, what happened? Why is that? And why do you continue to make Dota 2 content when maybe the game isn't alluring you like it used to?
So I'll say honestly, for the first time when I was working on an episode, maybe the most recent one, at the end of it, I released it, and instead of going, "I'm so excited to share this," I went, "Oh God, I don't want to read what anybody has to say about this." Like, it was like a quick turn, and I was wondering why. I kind of felt like maybe Dota 2 was becoming too much work and not enough play, I guess. Because I would rather it be play. I'd rather it be fun, and I usually just try to play with friends, after work, because work is Dota 2 right now, in a way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that spawns from for me personally.
Well, and I think it's always good to take a break from, any
Absolutely.
game.
Oh yeah,
definitely. It's never a bad idea, and all too often it makes you better at the game when you go back to it.
And the heart grows fonder, with distance. So.
Yeah, and you get to rediscover. Oh yeah, this is why I would sit down and get hooked for 2 or 3 hours in a row.
Yeah, you pick Timbersaw, you're like, oh yeah, I remember exactly why I loved this game. The second you get the Aghanim Scepter. But I mean, I've seen this in myself. I mean, and I've seen this in a lot of other people where they love this scene. They love the. Like I was saying, almost the infinite, landscape of heroes and different situations.
Absolutely.
And maybe, I mean, that is awesome that the game is transcending into something else, and into this content where people would rather watch somebody play Dota 2 than play themselves on these Twitch streams, or watch 1.5 to 2.5 minute long sketches about the game, or
well, you have that freedom to control what you're seeing these days as far as extracurricular content goes. And why wouldn't you choose content that's completely relatable to things that are interesting and fascinating to you?
Exactly.
Why not go watch Dota 2 Reporter? I get those gags. I know non-Dota 2 fans don't get those gags. I get to select my content. So
exactly. And it's nice that there is content like the Dota 2 Reporter out there to get a laugh. Because, I mean, there's only so many fails that you can see, fail of the week, where it's like, oh, that guy died in the most ridiculous manner. And it's just like, that is kind of funny for a while. But then I want to explore, like, what Enigma's like. Like, what is Enigma like? And I feel like Brian Calland told us perfectly who Enigma is and what he's like, you know?
That's exactly how I always imagine.
Or
Enigma.
the explanation for why Anti-Mage hates magic, you know? It was a great one.
I would hate magic if I were him.
Yeah,
That
absolutely. That's an awful experience. Very traumatic for a child.
And it's just great that we can find ourselves in the game raging and just, oh my god, this feels like work. You know, this I'm not getting enjoyment out of this. And then we can exit the game and put on content like the Dota 2 reporter and laugh. You know, and it's still, it feels like they're almost separate. Like the you know, what's created for the game and what in the game itself.
And as stressful as this game gets sometimes, it is nice to have content like that to relieve some of that stress, to be an outlet for that. And also at the same time put it into perspective, which is something that Dota 2 reporter does really well. You know,
absolutely.
This is just a game at the end of the day.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep. So, Brian, do you work a job, or are you able to sustain yourself completely off of making Dota 2 reporter?
So I'll say my job is working on this, and am I able to sustain? I'll say almost.
Okay. So it's paying some of the bills, but not all of them yet.
Not all of them quite yet.
You do freelance work on the side?
A little bit. But I think some of the challenges I'm approaching are just how much time goes into making things like this and how small they are. I guess they seem to the outside viewer. Like, why do you have to wait 2 weeks to have this 4-minute video? I want more. And I go, I just finished it last night. I had like a pot of coffee.
Well, I mean, when it takes, the simple answer to that question is, why does it take 4 or 2 weeks for me to see a 4-minute video? Because it takes 2 weeks to make
Script,
a 4-minute video.
Sound editing, voice modulation, and that's just the sound, let alone drawing every single... I mean, I'm not too familiar with Flash, but I know it's pretty intensive to make it look as fluid as your videos look.
Yeah, and an actual like good animator, if he were to come into here, and he would see all the workarounds and recycled everything and just reusing of so much stuff that I've already made, that actually just makes it possible to do it. Like I probably couldn't if I didn't be able to just reuse everything.
Well, yeah, why not reuse the Radiant Jungle or something like that as an environment?
Sometimes I feel like cheap or something, I don't know, but it's like the only way.
Yeah, I mean, the Radiant Jungle doesn't change. That's one lucky thing. Had the map randomly changed every game, then you may want to change it around.
No, weather effects.
Oh, weather effects. Damn.
That's right. I forgot about weather effects.
Oh man. So, Brian, do you enjoy doing this? Because you said that it's starting to feel like work. Is it work, or is it still in the realm of I love to do this and I'm happy to be doing this?
I enjoy doing it, and I am happy to be doing it. But it's just, sometimes I just have this weird thought in the back of my mind where I don't play the game as much anymore. I mean, I'm sure I will eventually, but I am just like extended break like we were talking about. But I still like the characters that I guess you can say I made the characters loosely.
Yeah.
I still like to I like to write. I love to make the things happen. I'm trying to think of ways to end an episode, and I'm just like, they destroy a building.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to be in one of our think tanks. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
something to do with chopsticks. Juggernaut and chopsticks. What do you think? And
What genre of music have we yet to parody?
Yeah. Let's go for Depeche Mode. We'll do Depeche Mode.
Have you heard any Ranchero Dota 2 songs out there?
I guess I guess this isn't. I'm going to use the word limit. I'm not sure I mean limit, but when I limit to myself to needing to release something every 2 weeks, it puts a clock on it, and something's going to be done somehow, and it's not going to be a home run every week. I guess maybe that's when I get a little bit let down, when I'm like, this wasn't the greatest episode I'd ever made.
Yeah, you and I.
We can
I
relate to
understand
that.
I
Yeah,
understand
we
that
can definitely
completely.
relate to that.
There have been so many intro, and what we're doing is a minute and a half, and we recorded in a half an hour, and that's why a lot of them are really shitty. But some of them, like
Every
three of
once
them,
in a
have
while,
been funny.
are pretty funny.
Yeah, and we're not putting the work in that you are, and I don't mean to match ourselves to the Dota 2 reporter, but I mean we've had some, and we have an iTunes review that's like, I'm embarrassed for you guys for some of the intros that we've done, and I honestly feel that way, that like some of the intros we didn't have the time, and we released twice a week, so we had to come up with an intro, and if the idea wasn't solid, well, we're gonna stick with the idea because we don't have time for another idea. Let's make it as good as we can, and we've released it and been like, that's not our best, but you're releasing every 2 weeks, is what you've got to realize, and what we have to realize, it's every twice a week. You know what I mean?
It's every three. Yeah, unfortunately every 3 days. Like I guess I'm not that funny yet. All right, I'm trying. Damn it, I'm trying to be funny once every 3 days. I swear, but I'm not quite there.
It's hard to be funny all the time, and I mean, it's great to see your catalog, and I can't wait for it to build more and more and more. Raunchy Animations is awesome.
Well, who else does the voices with you? Because I noticed other names in the credits there.
So
who else is involved?
Yeah, it's two of us. It's me and a friend of mine, Mike, who does a lot of the lower register kind of guys.
Okay.
And he's a good friend that I knew in school, and he's just helpful and is very good at doing Tide Hunter. And
is he a Dota 2 player as well?
He doesn't know the game at all. So that's always fun.
Yeah.
I send him a script with all these lines and these directions of how to say and what these mean. You should pronounce gank with a hard G. All this kind of stuff. And it's really funny because he doesn't know the game.
But he still nails Tide Hunter?
Yeah. I mean, I sent him to all the clips of him, like the responses, and he's like, listen to that. Can you sound something like that? And then, I mean, I think it works.
So all he does is record the voices for you, and then you do all the sound editing.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The script writing.
Yes.
And the animating.
Yes.
And is he the only other one involved with you?
As of now, yeah.
My lord. I complain all the time about the sound editing I have to do.
But you never will again.
and the type of editing you're doing is extremely difficult. You use voice modulators all the time, I'm guessing.
Very much, yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm not talented enough to have more than two voices total.
Well, you have the high and the low and the mid, right?
Yeah, there you go.
You have this one, you have the
lower. And then you add a little bit higher to Timbersaw, and then okay, he's higher. Higher. Good.
What program do you use to record your audio?
Adobe Audition. I basically use Adobe everything for everything.
Adobe Audition. Okay.
Yeah.
I have never glanced upon Adobe Audition. I would love to see it. See, I was born and bred Pro Tools. I was certified in that, so.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. So does Adobe Audition just work with the Flash you're doing and everything like that? Just make things seamless and easy?
Yeah, there's some cool like ways that the programs can work together. That it's pretty fluid with the workflow, and it's just the only program I know right now as well.
Well, you get stuck on these programs, and it's like, switch over to another program? No thanks. It took me 3 years to understand this one.
Or spend a week trying to find a workaround in the program I know.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
So, Brian, it has been a pleasure to have you on. I don't think anybody has really heard from you. I mean, I know your episodes have been out there, but it's about time people get to know Brian Calland. He's a funny guy. Look at all the work you're doing. Like, I can't believe you're doing these in 2 weeks. That's ridiculous. The script writing, the text script,
crazy.
Sending it out to somebody else, compiling the sound, making sure it matches up with the mouth and the animating and everything like that. I commend you, sir. You're a very hard worker. Obviously, I hope this takes you.
Do you have any other
far.
Any other projects coming up besides Dota 2 Reporter, or anything you're contemplating, thinking about doing?
Yeah, I've been contemplating babbling in maybe just having a side channel for gameplay stuff, easier stuff that doesn't take 2 weeks to do.
Yeah.
But just sort of a side fun thing.
What about like music videos? Have you ever thought about doing like music videos?
I did a little bit. but that would require music.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
Yeah, the thing we've got music is the thing.
Oh god.
We do these.
We got music.
We got music.
You got music video. And put them together.
I'm saying that Undying Tombstone song. It'd be pretty cool.
You just want to see Undying dance around a tombstone
Yes,
for
I
a minute and a half?
I do want to see him like. Don't go walking around my tombstone.
Well, he's literally just walking around a tombstone.
Yeah, dude.
Fascinating
It's
stuff.
only a minute and a half.
God.
Bribe failed.
Well, you can't. It's hard to sell a terrible idea.
It is. It is.
I do it all the time.
Well, you can find Brian on Twitter and get the latest updates. He's at ThisIsWronchi. Ronchi is WRONCHI. And of course, if you search Dota 2 Reporter on YouTube, you can find both Season 1 and Season 2. And up to episode, is it 57 on Season 3?
Yes.
And with the rest to come in 2-week intervals, maybe.
Get ready to binge if you haven't started. Get ready to sit there for 3 hours and watch all the episodes. Oh, man, it's bad.
Each one funny, each one worth your time.
Each one where you're just like, next episode, I don't have to be to work for 7 minutes.
Well, and the beauty is you can burn through that season in, like 45 minutes. The first 20 episodes. That's probably a little shy, but
Yeah.
it was.
It's like
that's
an
what I
hour.
did.
It's like an hour.
The episodes keep expanding, and I'm like, oh god, they can't get any longer. They used to be a minute.
Yeah,
Now they're
well,
like
your
almost
first
5.
like,
Let's just do like 3 hours. Let's just get those out every 2 weeks. Just like a 3-hour like Lord of the Rings epic.
well, but
This is a good storyline.
don't you find that you are getting faster with it though? I mean, maybe that kind of helps with increasing length.
Yeah, definitely. When I have all the characters I'm going to use established, like I can just plop them in there and have them say their thing. So as it gets deeper into it, I have all more assets. Like I drew that item earlier. I guess I can use it. Things like that.
Yeah,
that's
may
gotta
as
help a
well
ton.
reuse it. I mean, you draw a relic or something like that. Keep it. Gosh.
I'll lose it and not remember what file it was from. Anyway.
But yeah, so remember to follow Brian on Twitter, where you can find out about what's going on with his with the latest episodes of Dota 2 Reporter, and check him out on YouTube. And Brian, as you get more stuff coming out, we'd love to have you back to talk more about it.
I would love to be back. Thanks for having me. This was very fun. I've never done anything like this before, and this was great.
We're glad
Do it again.
We're glad you did it here.
The community
do it
wanted
again
it, man.
right now?
No, we have an episode every Monday and Thursday. Which, if you want to be on the next one, if you want to be on the next 2, next 3, just get to our agent, and our agent will get back to you. And Cyphus, I mean, sorry, Cyphus is our agent. No, it would be awesome. I definitely. You've
Pretty
written
sure
some hilarious stuff. It would be awesome to do some collaborative work.
Yeah, and that too. Love
Absolutely.
to join up with you on anything.
And just kind of ruin your creativity just a little bit,
Really crash your streak.
Yeah,
cred.
really, yeah. And then you'll be like,
that,
just bring you down just a little bit. You're getting too good, Brian, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for all the hard work. You're a man of many talents, and we will talk to you very soon.
Thanks so much.
Hey guys, this is Cyphus from Defense of the Patients. We wanted to let you know that we really appreciate all that you've done for us and for listening to the show. This community has been a really great thing, and we appreciate everything you guys do. If you want to support the show and the DotP Guild and upcoming tournaments, visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Defense of the Patients. You can donate and get a ton of cool prizes, things like t-shirts, stickers, and even jerseys. So if you want to support the show and the guild, visit us at patreon.com/Defense of the Patients to support us now. And remember, tell a friend. And we're back. Always great talking to new folks out in the community.
Oh, hell yeah. I can't believe nobody has talked with Brian Calland before.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's got
Of course he's an interesting guy.
a huge skill set. Yeah.
He writes it, he draws it, he speaks most of it, he sound edits it, he animates it.
Yeah,
and
it's a
he
complicated
releases
process.
it. That's ridiculous.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
Definitely worth having an
I
appreciation.
can't believe
for.
I have ever bitched about anything.
Yeah,
honestly.
animation would just.
Oh yeah, like, God, this sound is so hard. I have to take this level and turn it down. And like he's dealing with everything.
Yeah,
that related.
Very complex stuff. Well, we thank him for coming on the show, and of course Mara as well. Always great to have folks from the community, the .p community, come on the show too.
Sure.
We're gonna have a few more .p Guild Patreon supporters coming on the show in the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We're reaching out to touch a few of those. Thanks to our latest donator who also got a jersey.
Christopher Heaven.
Yeah, Christopher Heaven.
From Australia.
We need, we'll have to shoot him an email and see what number he wants and what he wants on the back.
Yes. So yeah, we officially do need to start on the jersey process.
Yep.
So
that's the next thing, and I think we have an idea of what we're going to do there.
Yes.
So
we've got it figured out. And yeah, it'll be great.
But we'll send out the shirts in advance for both Mr. Merkisi and Mr. Heaven for their donations, and the jerseys will be soon to follow. But yeah, and we'll have to have him on because both he and Easy are owed a guest spot as a guest host,
they
no
need
less.
To be a guest host.
So we got to have them on and make sure we have a cool guest, or at least a really good discussion topic.
Yes.
For both of those episodes.
Yes, we do.
So and then
executive, 2 executives.
That's right.
Why.
That's right.
it's a huge amount to donate, and we really thank you.
But yeah, if you guys want to donate the $100 to get the jersey, get you a jersey, a shirt, stickers, guest spot on the show, and a State of Affairs run. And a message, 140 characters read here on the show. So all available to you guys. And you don't have to continue to donate it. Just do it one month and then drop it down or drop it off completely.
And we're going to add some new prizes up there here real soon. Make things a little more interesting.
Maybe some keychains. I don't know.
Maybe some keychains. I also want to do something ridiculous for a ridiculous amount. You know, maybe there's some like millionaire out there that'll give that we can do something absolutely ridiculous for some ridiculous amount. We should put like $15,000 on there and let it sit and just wait for that one like guy that's like, yeah, for $15,000 I'll pay you guys to, I don't know, run naked down the street.
You think we could get
screaming
I don't know, maybe we'll do something like we will fly out there and record a week of the show or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fly out there.
And you can be on the show for a week.
Yeah,
we'll co-host
we'll bring all of our equipment and everything like that for $15,000.
I don't know about
a month for 12 months at least.
Yeah, probably not worth that. Probably not worth that.
Probably not worth it at all.
But yeah, we'll figure out some kind of prize like that. That'd be fun to throw up there and just see. Never know.
Absolutely.
So we're still working on booking a couple of big guests, so expect some announcements on the Thursday show about who's coming up. And follow us on Twitter at @p_show. That's where we'll announce our upcoming guests. We might have somebody lined up for Thursday, but we're not sure yet. So you will know on Twitter before you get a show announcement. If you want to find us on the web, we're at defenseofthepatients.com. Also on iTunes by searching Defense of the Patients. Facebook, search Defense of the Patients. All that good stuff. Email, defenseofthepatients@gmail.com. You guys know it all. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like 7 minutes of the show, just you talking about
how to find us.
They've already found us if you're listening to it. If you think about it.
The irony. The irony.
All right. Well, closer.
Okay. Well, until next time. This is Cyphus for Hata Kamara, Roland, and Brian Calland from Ronchi Animation.
Join Dota.
And Mally from Join Dota with his fine additions to the Brian Calland interview, which were greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Saying good luck and Godspeed.
It was like I was in an insane asylum and just some guy was just in my ear.